Yo, so ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good morning, good night. We're back at it. So another weekly markup, but I looked like I was shedding a tear. I probably was, but just hear these words.
La vida es un riesgo, tú mismo lo dijiste, Holmes. Pues órale, aviéntate el ring y lánzate, carnal. Eres un cabrón. Arregla tus asuntos, vato. ¡Cáele, puto! Porque somos de East Los Ángeles. Nacimos para ser perseguidos. ¿Ah? Vamos y vamos a todos lados usando una pinche pata de conejo enfrente de los pinches sabuesos. ¿Qué hubo? ¿Qué? ¿Qué vida, ¡qué loca vida, Holmes!
LA River.
Pero ¿sabes qué es? Hey, tenemos algo mejor que una pata de conejo, Holmes. Tenemos familia.
Family.
Raza, güey.
Shout out Crucito and shout out Paco, man. One of the greatest movies ever. Brotherhood. Family. Love.
¿Me entiendes ese? Te crees mucho, gallo negro.
Boxing.
Puedes ser de aquellas, pero no bailas como el suavecito Crucito. Órale, yo sé.
Alright. Let's get it. That's my YouTube channel. I can put whatever the fuck I want. Not only this is a weekly markup, but if you speak Spanish, you just had a laugh. This is a great movie. If you have never seen it, please watch it. Tú me pintas la pared, yo te pinto las nalgas. Alright, so let's get into weekly markup. This is how we ended the month, by the way, of October. We were in drawdown for the most of the month, and then we brought it back with the last trade. I'm gonna say the last two, but this is the last. Oh shit! The last trade didn't really do much. Got them pips. I remember we were like $14 or $15. Now we're back. We made this were the last USDCAD trades, the shorts and then the longs. It's buys and then sells, but for some reason I don't know why it says when you say opening it's correct. You see USDCAD buy opening, and then when it says opening the sell, you see it's correct, sell and then buy. The first one was opening. For these ones it's opening buys, but when you close it says sell, which is weird, right? And that was at 90 pip USDCAD longs, which actually, let me go into that real quick. No. Oh, no. That. I just clicked this. Wait, can I bring it back? How do I undo it? Oh man. Oh, there it is. Literally the help right here from the mic is incredible. Instantly I found out, because I literally had but what you so in case you ever delete a note and you need to undo it, you click edit and then you undo right here. I was literally trying to click here to move it down here, right? So this is how we ended the month of October. And then now actually let me move this now. Let's see over here. There we go. So GBPUSD, you can pause it and read it. But actually, first we were gonna go into USDCAD, right? So the last trade that I took, or the long. So this is the biggest trade that I took, not the last trade that I took. Was buy it's above 139. You see perfect entry, but I did close fully, and I made a mistake by closing fully because I believe price is still gonna continue up, right? So let's go to USDCAD. Let's go from the monthly. Actually, let me start on USDCAD. USDCAD, you can pause it and read it. Monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish, each for each one bullish. On the monthly, price respected the bullish trend. Now we're back above 139, and you can see it's actually a good thing that I'm recording this after the market is already opened. The market is already barely opened an hour and 20 minutes ago. You can see the monthly closed with the monthly bullish engulfing candle back above 139. So I do believe price is gonna hit it all the way back to 144 right here. So something like this, possibly for the next 1 or 2 months, depending on how long it takes. Now I hop into the weekly. On the weekly, you can see we had a perfect retest into 139, which is obviously a previous strong area of supply. And then turn into demand, supply, and then turning into demand again. We hop into the daily. The daily were also bullish. Previous retest into 139. This is where I would have had my entry right now, which I did have my entry, but I got out fully. And I got into sales. Actually, the last trade that I took was sales, USDCAD sales, and that one was because of 1 hour, I believe. Price was testing previous strong supply. I respected it, but then we consolidated it and continued all the way to the downside. But I had already taken profit at 10 pips and secured it, which was the last trade of the month. And then I called it a week. And then I did not trade on Friday. And I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna trade on Friday because I'm not gonna risk the profit for the end of the month. That was the last trade of the month, so why was I gonna risk? And even then, nothing really moved on Friday, right? But still, USDCAD is still looking good for buys, right? I still believe price, if it does remain below this area of supply and demand, you can see, mainly right now has been, we'll stretch it below here. It has been demand before, but mainly supply, right? So it could respect this area, maybe come back all the way down to here, test and clear all of these lows, respect maybe this area right here and create a higher low, and then continue to the upside. But this is a possibility. This is not for sure, right? So I do see price maybe testing here and then maybe having a reaction here, right? It doesn't have to come out to test all the way down here, but we could definitely be looking for shorts because price is failing to break above this area of supply, and we also have a strong 1 hour bearish engulfing candle here. But I'm also seeing supply and demand right here, support and resistance, supply and demand, right? So price failed to break above highs, and then we broke above it. So this was supply, and then we turned it into demand, here, but failed to break highs. Then price broke below this area, and now we broke back above it. So now price can actually break back below this zone. It would be nice confluence for the sales, right? But it has not done that yet. And now we're above the zone, so now price could maybe even continue buying back all the way back up and stop all the people that already got into the sales, right? So for us to sell, we would need a bearish engulfing candle here, something like this, and then you would still want to see the lower high below that, right? After seeing the bearish engulfing candle. Right now, we'll still have to wait. Now let's go into NZDCAD. We did USDCAD, now we're going to NZDCAD. Monthly bearish, weekly bearish, daily bearish, H4, H1 bearish. What I like about this week is that besides, I believe, GJ, you can see that it's the only one that's bullish turning bearish. Every other pair is either bullish, fully bullish, or fully bearish. So now let's get into NZDCAD. You can pause it and read it. NZDCAD. That's on the daily. Let's go into the monthly. So the monthly, you could already see we're over our bearish. Price is failing to break highs, and we're creating lower lows. And we also have a weak support above 078. You can see I had mentioned it right here. Weak support above 078. Why is it a weak support or a weak demand zone? Because you can see price is obviously a strong demand zone here. Strong supply below, demand above. And this was the last push that we had at 1078, right? Not 1078, it's just 078. And price only went up to 087, right? The last time that we had went to 078, we had gone all the way to 097, which is about 1,800 pips, almost 2,000 pips. And this time we only went up 800 pips, right? And then over here you can see we did a semi-test over here. We didn't really fully test it, but I would still consider it a test. And this time we only went 400 pips. So every time that we've been testing 078, we've only been getting lower highs, not higher lows, right? So that makes it a weak support. And just a quick little, it's like we're not getting stronger buyers, we're getting stronger sellers, right? So what this makes me think is that the more price tests the zone, maybe now this time we're not even gonna test 083, which is this low key area of supply and resistance zone right here. Maybe we're gonna get another lower high, and then another one, and then we're gonna run through that shit and clear lows to the downside. Right, so the monthly we're bearish, the weekly we're bearish. You can see the weekly we failed to break above this area of supply, which is 083. And then we even on the daily, and then we have a bunch of lower over highs, and then we have a previous weekly bearish engulfing candle below this low, which on the daily is actually an area of previous support. You can see previous support, and we broke below it. Daily bearish engulfing candle, we broke back above the area of support, but this showed no strength because this is a lower high. What did it do? Broke back below, another bearish engulfing candle, and then we came back to test the zone again, and then now we're respecting this double bottom here, right? So this is why I have both of these marked up here, because now it's mostly just a waiting game. You have to wait for either for price to break below here, bearish engulf and create a lower high, or break back above here, bullish engulf and create a higher low. Mainly waiting, at least for the NZDCAD, which is actually, I mean, we're actually still bearish, but I could actually say we're bearish, somewhat turning bullish because of this double bottom here. But I would not say turning bullish till actually we have a break above here, we have a bullish engulfing candle, and we will have a higher low. That would actually signify we're turning bullish. Now let's get into UJ. You can pause it and read it. We're fully bullish on UJ. Oh, here we go. I didn't even go on the 4 hour NZDCAD. But it's literally the same thing as the daily. We just have to wait for either break of either zone. Let's get into UJ. UJ, we're fully bullish on the weekly, on the monthly, on the daily. You can see price respected in this area of demand, which is 140. I mean, I really thought price was getting weak at 140, right? We had the strong push. We had this strong push again, but it wasn't as strong as this one. And then I was looking at price here at 151. I was thinking price was gonna reverse back to 140 again, but I mean, it proved me wrong. It created a higher low and broke above 151, and created a bullish engulfing candle above 151. So now I do see a back going all the way to 160 possibly. And now let's hop into the daily. In the daily, you can see the strong area supply and demand. Previously mostly strong supply. It was a little chunk of demand right there. Now turning into demand again over here. Daily bullish engulfing candle, and then we have some higher lows above it. This is right 151. Yeah, 151, right all the way to 151. And on the 4 we actually have this is done on the daily. we have a daily double top, and we have a daily bullish engulfing candle right above that daily double top. So we hop into the 4 hour. Now I have this marked up. This could either happen right here. So we could have a pullback to create a higher low above this previous area of supply, turn it into new demand, or break below it, create a lower high, and continue maybe back to the downside. That could be a nice little small potential trade. I mean, overall the overall picture is still buys or bullish all the way to 160, right? That's still the main target. But obviously the market is a fractal. For you to buy, you need sellers. For you to sell something, you need buyers, right? You can't just be buying. You need to sell as well. You need to sell as well. But sometimes you're gonna have the big buys, you're gonna have the small sells. Big buys, small sells. Sometimes you're gonna have this big sells, small buys. Big sells, small buys. Same thing here. And that's in simple terms, that's a bullish trend or a bearish trend. I still see buys on the way to 160, right? But it's very important right now to see what happens at this area of supply. Let me scoot it all the way up to here. And actually, let me set an alert here. There we go. So now let's go into, we did NZDCAD, UCAD. Let's go into GJ. You could pause it and read it. Monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish turning bearish, H4, H1, bullish turning bearish. GJ. Remember, GJ used to be so, I mean, when you're barely starting out to trade, GJ, it could be a double-edged sword, because you can make a shit ton of money, or you could lose a shit ton of money because it moves in like 20-30 pips like that if you're not careful with your entries, right? So let's go into the monthly. The monthly, we're obviously bullish. We're above the strong area of supply, strong area of demand, huge strong area of demand, and we're now above it. Monthly bullish engulfing candle and a higher low above 195. We hop into the weekly. On the weekly, we're back. We broke above this previous area of supply, which was holding, which is 199. And we created a. Did we bullish and go for about? We didn't bullish and go above 199, but we did bullish and go for above 195, and we created a higher low above 195 as well. And we're slowly on the way back to 208. Remember how I said a couple weeks ago that 208 was getting targeted? We were around 195, 199 area. And now we're already more than halfway there. We're 500 pips away. But now we're having some struggle. And we happen to the daily. We can see where the daily is bullish turning bearish. We tested on the daily this previous area of supply, which had not been tested before, which was strong, and now it's now weak. But now let's see how strong it really is, right? If price continues to respect these lows here, for example, if it breaks above here already, then it's still gonna continue bullish. I do not see the pullback, right? And it may actually continue bullish here. What I was thinking, it was price to come back down here to 199, and you can see this gap. Let's see on the 4 hour. We still have a gap that has not been cleared, which is 130 pip gap. It has not been cleared below this H4 double bottom, right? So that's where I thought price was going to continue mounting to 199. To clear this gap, test 199, maybe create a higher low above 199, and then we'll come back to the upside. But I mean, it could really come back up right now. And then this is what will tell us right now. What happened in the 4 hour, hop into the 1 hour now. The 1 hour, what I was seeing is obviously price respected this previous area of demand on the 1 hour, turning into supply, and then was on the way back down. And this was before the market opened. The market just opened right now. Right now it's 3 p.m. This is when I was seeing the market. Oh, actually, this is still Friday. No, this is today. So I was looking at this here. And I was still looking at price was gonna still melt all the way down here, but now it could actually continue flying. And actually, it could have tested this zone right here. Yeah, it's very possible it continues flying right now, and it actually doesn't sell. But if it does buy, if we do get some buys, maybe we could get some buys above this zone, either above here or above here, potential buys. But we also still gotta be careful, right? Because it could do a fake out on buys, and then do the full crash out all the way to 199. So GJ, definitely we gotta be careful. But you know what? I'm still gonna set an alert at 199 because something tells me that it's gonna hit 199. Maybe not now, maybe not yet. But I mean, we don't have a daily bearish engulfing candle below this zone for a reason. But then as well, we have a double bottom here, right? So now let's go into GBPUSD. We're fully bearish on everything. Monthly bearish, weekly bearish, daily bearish, H4 is 1 bearish. Wait, I didn't change the date. Look, you see, this was today, but I didn't change the date because I have it pinned on my notes. And these were the today's notes, but I didn't change the date because I deleted everything from last week. Alright, there we go. Monthly bearish, weekly bearish, daily bearish, first one bearish. Up into GBPUSD, start up on the monthly. We were bullish. Then now after price has at 138, price flipped back bearish. We created a strong bearish engulfing candle below 134, and then we actually just closed with another bearish engulfing candle for this October month. Really strong bearish engulfing candle. I do see price hitting all the way to 120. Very possible. So up into the weekly as well. Strong weekly bearish engulfing candle. Weekly double top below 138. And if we hop into the daily here, you can see another strong area of demand and actually a little bit of supply here. Supply, demand, and we could definitely turn into demand again if we break above, but we're currently below, which this zone is 131. Is it 131? 131,500, right? And we're currently prices below. Possibly shows back to 120, which 120 is all down here, and then this is also one target. They write down this other target. Yeah, next possible targets are 127 and 120, which this is 127 right here. 127 and then 120 all the way down here. Something like this, right? Maybe we create another strong bearish engulfing candle below, or something like that. Or as well, very possible, something like this. And then buys all the way to 134. That would be the first target. Up on the 4 hour. Using the 4 hour, all we have to do is just wait. Maybe for tomorrow or for today for London session, something, either both of these scenarios might happen. Maybe the buys, because obviously price has been selling way too much. But I mean, the fact that it has been selling way too much it's never gonna be like a confirmation that we're gonna that we're gonna have to do a retracement already. No, price could continue dropping, right? But obviously this is a previous strong area of demand. You have to see what price does around it, right? And we could only do two things. So if we're wrong once, we could hop on the other one and be right. Now, well, actually, that was it. That was literally it. Peace and love to anybody watching this. I commend you health, wealth, knowledge, wisdom for you and your entire family. Back to work.